Let me join the watch together real quick.
Alrighty.
And you're coming in a little low.
Well, Bears is always low.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. It's not. I'm not trying to be a dick. It's just.
Okay. Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to Smudcast number 409, where Doom Eternal went horribly wrong. Now, usually when we cover a video where a game is pretty popular, pretty well acclaimed, has a few awards under its belt, we're like, okay, what exactly is the problem with the game? Because usually something specific like bugs or graphics, like we talk about Cyberpunk. There's all kinds of problems. You can narrow in on those, or Fallout 76. But Doom Eternal was pretty polished when it came out, so there has to be something specific to gameplay or the genre or something like that.
But Smud, Marauder and platforming though. Oh no.
I don't know.
Terrible.
Well, let's just look at the thumbnail for a second. So I don't know what's going on with the user reviews in Metacritic, but I'm going to pull up 5 of them. And this is from this video. What was this? 2 years ago or 1 year ago? It's
should have been last year.
Last year.
The game
March.
or the reviews?
So the review. This video came out in March last year. That's plenty of time.
Okay, the video, yeah.
So it's 2020. Let's look at some reviews. You guys can't see this, but I'm going to show you on the screen for the viewers.
Yeah, that's fine.
This is Metacritic for PC Doom Eternal, 8.8 or 88 overall for user score. 2,129 positive reviews, 214 negative reviews. So I don't know where he's getting that. Maybe it was like at the day of release. I don't know.
That's the only thing that would explain it, yeah, because for the numbers to be this low in the thumbnail, and to be that high now.
Alferis 2, no, Doom 2016 is not better than Doom Eternal. You are wrong.
No,
Absolutely wrong.
Eternal was definitely a big step up from 2016. I'll agree with that.
Okay, so this is the PC. Let's see the next one, the PS4. So 87 on Metascore and 8.9 on the user score, with 1,241 positives and 112 negatives. Not sure. Maybe he's comparing it to that. That's possible. And again, this is probably a screen cap of that week. Maybe. I don't know.
Most likely.
But, that was, give it a year. People have been responding and replying. So that was the PS4. Here is the Switch. 80 on Metascore and 8.6 user score. With
that dip is most likely just from being on the Switch. Let's be honest.
Right, there's not too many reviews. We only have 70 user reviews and 2 negative ones that were positive and negative. So that's not the same screen he was sharing, I bet. The next one is the Xbox One, so 88 Metascore, 9.0 user score, and we have about 558 versus 55 negatives. So that's possible, but I don't know. Maybe people change their negative score from 74 to 55. I don't know. It's possible. You can't change your review or your scoring on Metacritic. And the last one, I'm not sure if this counts. The PS5. This came out in June of this year, so not quite the same. User score is 6.8, and user reviews are only 3, and they're all positive. So there's not much data to work with here. And
not for PS5, no.
Exactly. So
Alferis.
Yeah. So
Doom 2016 is better than Doom Eternal. ... I'm not good at micromanaging, bruh. That sounds like a you problem.
Micromanaging. Are we playing at RTS? What are we playing here?
No.
It's still a shooter.
Yeah, it's a first-person shooter.
Yeah, I know. I was like, what are we talking about?
Okay, Smud. You have the chainsaw to insta-kill weak enemies or medium-sized enemies, depending on how much fuel you have, and you get ammo that way. You have the flame belch to get armor. You have the freeze blast to freeze enemies, and with appropriate upgrades, you get the health. You get health from it too, and you have the shoulder grenade that you see Doom guy on his left shoulder there.
Right.
Yes. PLDL is basically...
Those are the 4 things that you have to manage along with what gun you want to use for what specific enemy you're going up against.
Right. So you have lots of
It's not that
tactics
difficult.
open to you. There's lots of maneuvers and jumps and dashes and grapples and all kinds of cool stuff.
Like, I find
And all this versatility for a shooter that essentially just started as run and kill.
Yeah. Alfarius, you can't punch the demons to death in Doom 2016 either.
I think one of the few things you could do with the melee stuff is just the small enemies, I think. Or was that starting with Eternal?
No, not even the small enemies.
All right.
So, 2016 was literally just the old school Doom games with HD graphics, right?
Yes.
In terms of the simplicity. Yeah, Eternal is really the one that started all the versatility with the weapons and the melee and all that.
And this is not the sequel we're talking about that came out the year later, right? It's not the what's that version called? The Ancient Gods. It's not that one.
Okay.
That wasn't that a DLC for one of the for one of the games?
No, it's Ancient Gods is the is a story DLC
Right.
Or which one? That's my question though.
for Doom Eternal.
Okay, there you go.
So we're
Ancient Gods Part 1 and 2.
we're not talking about that extension. We're just talking about the original Doom Eternal. So
Yeah, just the core experience.
right, exactly. So I'm sure it adds a bunch of other stuff, but this is just this person's review, and this comes in at about 24 minutes. So lots for him to critique. And I always love negative reviews because it gives us more insight into where this person's coming from and whether or not they're just bitching or whining or just saying, I don't like this thing. He's nitpicking about a little detail. And that's fine. You can nitpick. I don't care. I just want to see if it's relevant. So
It's also funny that we're covering a Doom video in the same week as Doom finally got a Mii costume in Smash.
oh yeah.
And it looks amazing.
Yes.
Yes.
I am going to go ahead and say the criticism, quote, quote, is going to be there's too many things, also Marauder, and bonus points if I have to jump every once in a while.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I was gonna say Marauder. Any relation to Marauder Shields?
Bruh.
I'm kidding. I take it back.
Let's
Moving
not
on.
bring that up. Anyway, let's keep going. Let's get started.
Yeah.
TLDW, the game is overdone and poorly balanced. If you're on the fence about this, just replay Doom 2016 and wait for a sale. Okay, now that all the people who are just gonna disliking leave have been sated, let's have a big boy talk. Doom 20 work on
Way to fucking poison the well immediately, you fucking idiot.
Just from that you can assume that the argument is just going to be that things aren't dumbass simple. Again, Doom started dumbass simple, but part of it was because 2016 was kind of playing it safe with the audience it had before, and then with Eternal they realized they could do more, and that's pretty much all there is to it.
Okay. This game has gotten lots of awards and
Yes.
ratings, so I want to know actual technical problems. Like, that's what I want to get into.
There aren't any.
I'm hoping there are something.
Aside from incredibly rare glitches that you have to go out of your way to find.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not that out there. Other than that, it's a really solid experience.
One of the ones I can think of is if you go into the menu and you do a bunch of shit for a while, and then you exit the menu, Doom Guy won't move for like half a second. And then the game realizes, okay, you're out of the menu, you can move now.
Oh, interesting.
And is that still in the game? Is that intentional?
No, it's not intentional. It's just, as far as I know, there's like a half a second, and then you move around normally.
And they haven't fixed that yet?
It's not that big of a deal.
No, I'm just saying.
It's a minor annoyance, and it doesn't happen every time you open the menu either.
All right.
Okay.
That is still something anyone who plays this game, this is a hardcore game. You can't just casually play Doom. It's not like, I'll play some Doom for another, 20 minutes. Like, no. it's intense.
The old ones.
I mean, maybe if you're a goat like me, you can.
No, I'm just, well, in all seriousness, maybe the old ones from how dirt simple they are.
Right, yeah.
Which you can play by booting up Doom Eternal and going into the Slayer's bedroom.
Yes.
All right, let's go.
Boy, Doom 2016 is a genuine masterpiece of game design, and having it be both a hardcore experience and a fun time simultaneously. Doom Eternal is labeled as a masterpiece on Steam thanks to id Software and Bethesda's marketing teams knowing how to conduct the hype train straight into pre-order station. Doom Eternal
and knowing how to make a game.
Yeah.
What did he flashed text on the screen. I couldn't barely read it.
Pre-order Doom.
What the frickin' hell?
Hype train straight into pre-order station.
I forget it. I can't pause it on that. Forget it.
Arawind? What the fuck?
Hold on, let me see if I can catch it on stream.
Arawind. We gotta stop throwing this word Arawind.
Is he pronouncing words like simultaneously incorrectly?
I got it.
Yeah, he said simultaneously. Okay. There's an L in there. Also, I can't get over Arawind. Maybe this is why this guy didn't keep this graphic up.
Okay,
more than like a third of a second.
Okay, this is what the text says. Guys, we really got to stop throwing this word around, especially when the game in question hasn't even been released yet.
No, Arawind. That's the word.
Arawind.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. His style of editing needs some work. You don't flash text on the screen.
Some work?
His style of living needs some work.
Okay. All right. Let's go.
Doom Eternal is a good lesson in success being the worst teacher. It's a good game.
The success being the worst teacher. That's great.
All right, let this be the flag that we stamp down on these grounds right now. It's literally as simple as 2016 played it safe just enough to get an audience back after being dead for years. And all they did with Eternal was just build on top of what made 2016 good and added more to it. And pretty much no normal person that has played this game has had any issue with that.
Yes.
Plain and simple.
I find it funny that, success is a bad teacher. It's like, I think it's a really, really good teacher, actually. Especially when you're making a product and selling it.
Hey, that thing that gave me money, that thing I did that gave me money, maybe I should do that
thing
again, but more.
Yeah, that might be good. Might be a good life lesson, too. Wow, okay.
But successor was immaculate. id Software had no idea what to work on or improve, and ended.
He let the Cacodemon charge up the multi-shot, and then he just stood on the ground and took it.
Really?
He just let himself get hit. Like, you jump, jump up in the air, jump again, and that wouldn't have happened to you.
Okay.
I can't stand people like this. Well, this game is bad, and then they show us footage of them being shitty at the game.
Is this going to be another sequelitis situation? My
not
God.
bad at the game, and then tell me about how the game is bad.
All right. Well,
yeah.
The problem with sequelitis was he was making an argument based off two different games with the same mechanic, only one's in 3D. And he just didn't like the 3D controls. I don't know. The perspective, it was weird. I was trying to listen to that. I was like, is he making exactly the same statement, only he doesn't like it because it's 3D?
Yeah, but I mean specifically the thing that the one in 3D, he's trying to. Well, in his case, he literally does suck at the game, but he's using that to, like, be the crux of his argument. I'm just like, no, if you suck at the game, that's not a problem against it. That's just you suck.
Yeah. It's not like a competitive game or multiplayer where it's like you're up against better players or marginally better players where you could have some fun. It's just you just can't deal with the AI. You can't deal with the targeting. You can't deal with the mechanic. When you say the mechanic is okay in the 2D version, it's like, well, how is that a bad thing? It's just a 3D version of the same thing. You could argue graphics. Yeah, because 3D at the time was not that great for
definitely
looking back. But when we saw
doesn't compare.
When we saw the 64, I'm like, that's pretty cool. That's pretty neat. You get to play games in 3D now. Cool.
Like, surely this is the height of video game technology.
Well, I don't think I said that, but I was like, that's pretty cool. It looks good.
No, I mean, I said that when I was a kid. I was like,
oh, yeah?
like, oh my God, this is amazing. There's no...
Like, I can only imagine when... If possibly the Doom 3 of the reboot series brings back multiplayer, I can only imagine how that's going to be like with all the stuff Eternal's added and all the other stuff, and all the other new stuff.
There's multiplayer for Doom Eternal, right? You know that.
No, I mean, it's like they already know what they're doing. I mean, if for the next game they build on top of that and add even more shit.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, it's already crazy enough in Eternal just from what it did. Yeah. Imagine the next game.
Now,
you know what?
If I wanted to complain about something regarding Doom Eternal, it would be the multiplayer, because it's one Doomslayer versus 2 heavy demons that can spawn other demons.
Yeah.
Like, it's not pre-programmed AI that goes in specific patterns that you can learn. These are actual people doing, actual, thinking people behind these demons. And that's incredibly difficult for you to win as the Doomslayer.
Oh, so in Eternal you can't play all Doomslayers like before?
No.
Well, that's something people will be expecting for the third reboot game.
Unless, I think Horde mode might have put that in there, but I haven't played Horde mode yet.
It's like, that's really what's missing out of the reboot series. It's like the classic deathmatch modes where everyone's a Doomslayer.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be great when that eventually comes back. But anyway.
Okay.
Up putting their efforts into places where everything was already just right the way it was, and therefore now it's all overdone. Oh, and
okay, so this is pretty much Doom 2016 is perfect. Doing anything else is sacrilege. That's what this sounds like.
No.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
One of the biggest issues with Doom 2016 is actually getting to certain enemies that are far away. You know what Doom Eternal did? They gave you not only the dash, but the meat hook on the super shotgun.
Yes.
That allows you to traverse the battlefield very quickly.
Yes.
What definitive upgrade.
Yes, what little issues Doom 2016 did have, Eternal pretty much addressed all of them.
That's
via gameplay additions.
Generally what you do with sequels, yeah. You fix the problems from the previous and add to them.
Unless you're making a Star Wars movie.
That's a whole other can of worms.
Yeah. Little different topic. Anyway.
Quick, I said one of my upcoming videos was meant to kick a hornet's nest. This is not it. In fact, I have to go back and rewrite certain portions of that video now that I've played Doom Eternal. I had no advanced access to this game, and if anything, the video that's intended to be a real fire starter is going to have to come out a bit later, but I think I'll have the time. I look forward to all the lovely DMs I'm going to get between these two videos.
What? He just wasted a blood punch on a oh, fuck. He wasted a blood punch on a Cacad demon that he had already shot a grenade into. You have to... Okay, guy. When the demons are not blinking, there's no glory kill available. So don't just melee at a character. Also, don't stand the fuck around waiting for the character to get into glory kill state. There are other demons around you that need to be killed.
All right.
God damn.
I can only imagine how this guy treats the BFG.
He probably shoots it at the fucking ground. Like, oh, maybe I can rocket jump with this.
Yeah, TF2 style. Whee! But anyway, let's keep going.
By the way, did you know this channel has a Discord that's open to anyone? Perhaps we wanted this hashtag masterpiece so badly that we willingly looked past a bunch of red flags that were clear, present, and even brought up by a few people who were shouted down.
What are you doing?
The first red flag was
what
that
are
all
you
the
doing?
trailers were bullshit. In fact, I learned that the term for a pre-rendered cinematic designed
another waste, I assume.
Thinking that it was a real person playing the game in real time was called bullshot from id Software getting caught doing just that during the first E3 gameplay trailer. Remember when E3 was a thing? The second red flag was the delay and the later admission that the team had already been crunching for most of.
Wait, what?
He shot a barrel that no demons were around. Also, it took him 3 shots to do it.
Okay.
I hate this guy. I hate him.
Okay, let's not pause every time there's like a gameplay.
I need to go to a different tab and do something else because goddamn.
Yeah, let's try not to focus too much on the gameplay goofs. Let's just
yeah.
Ooh.
Let's listen to the arguments. Let's.
Yes.
It's like in the fucking itch in the back of my fucking skull watching this guy be shit at this game.
We know he's not the best Doom Eternal player out there. Okay, I think
then he shouldn't be reviewing the game.
You can review a game and not be good at it. Yes, you can.
No. I don't want a guy to review Dragon Age when all he does is put all 4 of his party members fucking downrange of a bunch of mages. He dies on easy mode and then talks about how Dragon Age is too hard of a game to play. Like, fuck off. Learn to play the game better, then review it.
Or maybe just go into a shootout in any Grand Theft Auto game and try to melee everyone.
Yeah, just go up with a baseball bat, try and fucking beat the cops to death while they come at you in a helicopter and shoot you.
Not even the baseball bat, the brass knuckle.
Oh yeah, the brass.
It's like I remember at least one person telling me that kind of story in San Andreas. Oh my god! But let's keep going. Let's keep going.
Yes.
The year. Nothing good comes from extended period of crunch, no matter what that new person in HR says. Lastly, and I hate to say it, but YouTubers and media outlets not unlike myself were a part of the problem. If you look at all the media leading up to Doom Eternal's launch, everything was either a softball interview, or worse, the content was done right inside of the spider's parlor, so to speak. A lot of the YouTube videos showing off gameplay pre-release were admittedly done
right inside of the spider's parlor. What?
He's saying it was a trap.
Fuck phrase. I know what he's trying to say. What the fuck phrase is that?
I don't know where it's from. No, I don't. I can't say exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
I can't play Doom or talk.
He's trying to say the reviews were rigged or were not exactly live gaming. Of all the games that came out in 2020, Doom Eternal was the one that got all the rigged softball interviews. Right? That's the game that happened to, right? There's not some, I don't know, some third-person, over-the-shoulder third-person shooter that takes place in, I don't know, like a zombie apocalypse. That didn't come out last year and get all kinds of softball bullshit interviews and got paid to get the awards that it got. No, that didn't happen. It's Doom Eternal, that's the problem, because I have to jump.
Jump a shoot, man.
Like, I gotta fucking jump. And sometimes I have to switch my weapons for different weapons to fight different enemies. Doom Eternal bad.
Like, these kind of people think that Doom 1 and 2016 are all the series is about. I'm just like, fuck no. It's not gonna fly being that simple anymore. Again, 2016 is the way it was because it's a reboot and play things safe to guarantee at least somewhat of an audience. And once they had that audience, that's when they went all out with Eternal, and it paid off.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
Okay.
All right.
Right inside the video was admissions that the devs were looking over the shoulders as the YouTubers played. Additionally, a lot of that content from the videos almost reads like ad copy, hitting all the talking points that someone in marketing would want a paid actor for a commercial to say. But that's not to say that the people who went out to id Software to get their early gameplay footage for videos were being paid to say nice things. However, I'm sure that everyone would certainly like to be invited back to their studios for more exclusive pre-release video content recording sessions when Doom 3 2 Doom Guy Goes to Universal Studios to get his movie rights back is up for release. Now,
we
this
do not
isn't to
speak
say
of
that
that.
Doom Eternal is awful. It's just not the amazing savior of our quarantine boredom that we thought it would be. If anything,
Yes, it
I'd like
is.
to get maybe 7 of the 14 hours it took me to get through this back, so I can get about 2/3 of the way through another playthrough of Resident Evil 4. But you can't really exchange time like that. People certainly like it, and it's not on the same level as, say, The Outer Worlds or some other big disappointment. However, it is in no way a real contender for Game of the Year, unless all the games that got delayed from Q1 to late in the year get further delayed into 2021 thanks to the need to fight off the Rona. It might get it anyway though, because let's face it, game reviews are a sycophant's paradise. If we look at the Metacritic page for the PC version of the game, we see not one, but 2 massive red flags. The first is that there's more than 2 full-letter grades between the user score and the critic score.
Okay, this is release date March.
This is out. First of all, this is outdated.
Yeah,
We just saw it earlier.
yeah. So let me just pull. This is PC. Let me just pull it up.
It was PC, yes. It was like 80 something on both ends. I think it was 88,
Yeah.
88 left, 86 right.
88 and 8.8 for Metascore and user score on the PC. So
Oh, 8. Okay, double 8 for both. Okay.
right. So the one on the left has 61 on his screen. He has 37. On the right, he has 577, and on the current page is 4,964.
So the game most definitely gained a lot of traction between then and now.
Yeah, and usually when a game gets released, there's a lot of people that are hardcore that, something is just not exactly perfectly, they don't like it, or they give it a 0. That happens a lot.
Yeah, it's like, okay, it says there's 61 now. Okay, 37, I just saw it. And it's like the user ratings multiplied almost by a factor of 10, my dude. You think there wasn't some kind of influenced by how good the game was that it got people talking?
Yeah, these things take a while to review, at least a month or two, and then you'll get a more accurate assessment. It really depends on the actual review. Like anyone can submit a score, but it's the review that really counts, is why they gave it the score. So, and I'm assuming it's hardcore.
Remind me again, when exactly did the video come out?
This came out last year.
The game came out March 20th.
Right. This came out in March 27th.
So literally the week. So this is literally the week after the game came out. So between March 27th and now, which is like a year and a half, I would say.
Pretty much.
More or less. And it's like the game definitely there was more than enough traction that went its way that was in favor of it. Yes, the Metascore went down by 2 points. Meanwhile, the user score went up a whole 1.2, right?
Right.
Yeah, so definitely, that's definitely obviously there's that impact of the more people play it, the more of a solidified consensus, or as close to one as possible, we're gonna get.
The thing with Doom is that it's very specific to what it's doing. It's not trying to be an RPG. It's not trying to be this or that. So there's one general audience for one general purpose. The game does not have multi facets. Like when an RPG, you look at the story, the music, the sound, the gameplay, the choices. There's all these things that could throw you off enjoying a game. With Doom, is the action fun? Is it dynamic? Does it keep me on my toes? Is it hard enough? Like, is the difficulty hard enough? Like, that is what people want. They want control, they want fast action, and they want challenge. And Doom, all the Doom games have done that.
They also want a bitch
to varying degrees, though. But especially now with 2016 and Eternal, these are the two that at the absolute most zeroed in on what exactly it finally wanted to do. And this is most definitely. I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys would agree with me that Doom, as of Eternal's release and all these glowing reviews, the series is at an all-time high after the reboot. Correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Would you agree?
Yeah.
And it's like,
I just looked at the screen. A nearly 25% disparity between critics and users. Yeah, that's because critics are retarded.
Yeah, we said, this is the video did come out literally exactly the week after the game came out.
Well,
and the scores changed a lot since then.
Even then, now, the critic scores are identical to the user scores, so
it's a universe. So it's pretty much a unanimous consensus of how good the game is.
Pretty much, it's quality for its genre. Yes, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We'll just have to see if this, good reception and this great quality holds by the time reboot Doom 3 comes out.
Oh boy, Doom 3.
Well, the Doom 3 of the reboots.
Oh. Okay.
Because Eternal is the Doom 2 of the reboot series.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
In that sense, yeah.
I gotcha. Okay.
Okay.
Maybe software throws really good industry parties. Maybe the major critics knew that tanking everyone's darling beacon of hope wasn't a very good idea if they wanted to avoid the internet hate train. Seriously, a lot of these critic reviews read like they're fighting each other to become box quotes on a game that they know is going to sell like hell. I can't help but notice that even Jim Demonetized Sterling's son was being gentle on the game itself and focused most of his criticisms on the internet's favorite punching bag, Bethesda Softworks, and otherwise used kitty gloves on every other thing about the game in his Jimpressions video. The second major red flag was that when we look at the user scores, which there's already a whole lot of for the PC version, we see the uh-oh curve. What is the uh-oh curve? It's when there's a polarizing disparity between the consensus of reviews, often signifying that either someone is trying to manipulate the score of a product in one way or another, or that a lot of people are willing to ignore a lot of good or bad stuff in order to maintain that their initial expectations were right and to avoid, God forbid, feeling like they might have been wrong about something. If
all I'm hearing is a bunch of talk about how the game is bad, quote unquote. I don't care about all this background shit. You're talking about how the game is bad. Why are you not talking about the game? We're talking about everything surrounding the game. Every fucking millimeter of thing surrounding the game but the game. Talk about the game.
Yes. And Smug, go ahead and pull up the scores again. It's right at the week after release. It was 167 positive, 29 mixed, 74 negative. What's that at now?
It's at 2,129 positive and 214 negative.
So yeah, it's like if anything, the week after release, you could say if there was any manipulation of the influx of reviews, it was probably negative. If positive or negative are this close the week after,
did they suppress user reviews on Metacritic?
No,
I don't think so. No,
because I don't see any on my page. Let me just go to another page.
That's weird. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not showing up for me. You have to refresh the page here. Let me try again. No,
the point is, well, going specifically off of the user review amounts, negative went up barely any amount at all between March 27th of last year and now, while positive just skyrocketed.
Yeah, the worst score so far, there's 3 yellows or 60s from the critics. So, out of 58 greens or above 80. So, if the critics are getting it right and the users are getting it right,
that means the game did something good enough to get people's attention.
Yeah, exactly. Something's working on some fundamental that.
Yeah, at least mixed. Yeah. No, sorry. Go ahead. My bad.
Yeah, like for a game as straightforward as this, as I said, the genre is very straightforward. The fan base is hardcore. Everything's like, okay, is it nuanced? Does it do what I want? Yes, fine. It's great. You could argue about the details. I'm sure everyone has a certain gun they don't like. That doesn't work exactly the way they want. It happens on every game, especially the hardcore shooters like Quake. There's all kinds of fan games and certain times of tournaments, certain kind of maps, certain kind of guns they love and hate. It's no problem.
That's one of the things that Doom Eternal fixed, though, because the one gun that it was shitty in Doom 2016, the pistol, is gone now.
Cool.
You mean literally gone? It's not there anymore?
It's not there. The first gun you get is the combat shotgun.
Okay.
Like the only thing you have now is with certain mods aren't as good as others.
Yeah.
Like
that's bound to happen.
The microwave beam for the plasma cannon is completely worthless compared to the other one, the overdrive. The other one for the plasma beam, once you get enough heat built up in the gun, you can expend it as an area of effect burst that heavily damages or completely incinerates certain enemies, and with the upgrade for that, you then do double damage for a short period of time.
Okay.
So the microwave beam is worthless, but that's about the only thing I can think of that is really an issue. And that is absolutely amazing that they don't have, like, there should, like in Doom 2016, there was an entire whole ass gun that stopped being worthwhile after a while. But in Doom Eternal, they managed to weed that down to certain mods for certain weapons are not as good as others.
Okay.
Which was bound to happen at the end of the day.
Well, yeah.
That's one of those inevitabilities of if in a sequel that if you introduce something and it has a decent chance of not panning out entirely, it's bound to happen.
It's the customization elements, which are very limited. They're not as diverse as you would want in a certain game like this. But for that amount of detail, it's like, okay, you can nitpick on the what is more effective for you as a player, and maybe someone's playstyle is different for using a certain mod. It would have to be. So, yeah, these are things that are nuanced in these detailed, hyper-focused styles of genre. So, I don't see a problem with that. I think you're going to get superior, or what you think are superior mods or customizations. And that's even in RPGs. That's all over the place. So I think that's good. You don't want everything to be amazing and perfectly acceptable in every scenario. No, you're going to have certain mods, certain items, certain weapons for certain enemies in certain scenarios. Anyway, let's go.
The reviews trended one way or another, this would be fine. But just in general, whenever you see this particular curve on any product's review page, the buyer should beware. Alright, we're 4 pages of script in here. Let's actually talk about where Doom Eternal went horribly wrong. Because everybody likes a comment.
Let's keep it clear that the curve pretty much went away from then to now.
Let's say the core gameplay. The combat, it feels akin to getting too drunk when you're young and still learning the limits of liquor consumption, which has happened to all of us, let's be honest. It feels...
Okay, first of all, if you're not a lightweight, then no, that didn't happen. Second of all, what the fuck are you talking about? Third of all, why are you using the chain gun on a cacodemon? When there's a pain elemental right there! You can see him. He is on the screen. You only have 17 shots left and you're wasting the chain gun ammo on a cacodemon. What in the fuck is wrong with you? I hate this guy. I hate him.
So basically, Varus is going to be our gameplay verification system for this podcast. No offense.
That's good. Let's continue. It's okay.
Okay, yeah.
Really at first for like an hour or so, but after a while you get extremely disoriented and confused and you're starting to feel bad and you end up having a not so good time. You're somehow overstimulated and dulled senses at the same time. And I attribute this to how there's just too many enemies in the arenas at any given time once you're out of the early game. How can you tell that this is the case? Well, for one, there are at times so many monsters.
That's kind of the point.
Yeah, that is the point. Also, the arenas are big. There's space for you to move around. There are multiple levels at which you can be.
Aren't the level designs made so that you can use your grappling hook thing?
Yes, the meat hook, you can use the meat hook, yes. You can use that to get around all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is the entire point for why the arenas are that big. Yeah, it's like you have that mobility.
There's also the double jump. There's also the double dash.
Yeah. Okay.
There are ways for you to not get surrounded by demons, unlike what we're seeing on the screen right now.
Yes.
Gameplay. Fucking hell, dude.
I don't know why we're getting super chats that are off topic from Matthew Valente. This happens all the time. But but now we're talking about France banning homeschooling. Okay, the French are odd, all right? I don't know why they do these things. So
okay. No, the reason why they do it is because they want more authority to the government. You can't you can't monitor what's being taught in homeschools as easily as you can in fucking state-mandated schools.
Right. We're talking about education from individual choice. And I think the states used to have education vouchers or some sort of voucher program from the government, which did not cut the resources of the public education system, but allowed a little bit more mobility of where you wanted to put your kids into. So for banning homeschooling, that's one of many options that probably wasn't the greatest solution, but it's still a solution that you're taking away from people, which is not good. That is a unhealthy thing for a free society. You should be able to homeschool your own kids and have the powers that be see that as a form of official education for your kids, provided you do the proper testing and studying and all that basic necessity that a child needs, and especially during a pandemic. So that's weird. I don't know, France. Getting a little too weird for me. Anyway, Mark. Hey, well, Mark's here, giving us some huffs. Thanks for the huffs. Does this count as animal abuse toward bears? I don't know.
Yes, I'm taking 1d4 psychic damage every time I look at this guy's gameplay.
Damage over time.
Yes.
That's like poison. Okay. Let's get going.
In the arenas that you can effectively make it your strategy to position yourself between low-level enemies and the stuff that's actually supposed to be a threat, because they won't actually attack through each other. Enemies.
What? Notice how this skeleton... Okay, first of all, Revenant. Won't attack until the gargoyle is gone. No. He was attacking you. It's just that you were in the chainsaw animation. When you're in animations... For glory kills and chainsaws, you are invincible.
Yeah.
You should know... Have you played the game?
I have a feeling he's not as nuanced as everyone else. His observations are not as logically sound as the rest.
Will like patient around one another. There's so much stuff going on that you can't focus on any one thing long enough to deal with it, and you're constantly getting broadsided by demons thanks to there being so many of them and so many more constantly spawning that you can't keep track of them all.
Motherfucker, I can see you standing around taking hits that you don't need to take. What are you talking about? You're bad at the game.
It sounds like he doesn't like the idea of being swarmed or being attacked at multiple angles.
Well, if he doesn't like the idea of being swarmed by multiple angles,
shouldn't be playing.
He should use the meat hook.
I was gonna say, it's like if he doesn't want to be swarmed, he shouldn't be playing Doom in the first place.
Yeah, maybe if he jumped up twice and then used the meat hook on an enemy that's not near him, he would be not surrounded anymore.
Yeah, he's complaining about the one game in the series that actually gives you options to get away from being swarmed.
I'm trying to think of a game or a genre like Dynasty Warriors or a shmup where you're being swarmed by bullets or enemies. I want to know if he would like those, because it seems like, I can't see maybe his viewport is too tight. Maybe he needs a better perspective. Like, people tend to do that in first-person shooters. They change the view.
But the thing is, I can see on his screen, he has both grenades and the ice bomb ready. You know what else would help you to not be surrounded? If you could, freeze your enemies in place for a specific amount of time. Oh, wait. If you hit the G button that he has hotkeyed there, he'll switch to the freeze bomb, which is what will happen. Even with the big boy demons, that happens.
Okay, so obviously he's not as good at playing the game. I think we've all seen it so far.
I can't, but he's Smud. His fucking critique is that I don't like getting surrounded. There are too many enemies surrounding me, when you can freeze them in place and then blow them up with the 2 grenades he has locked in. He could be doing literally anything, but he does nothing. And then he complains that the mean men on the screen beat him up.
Okay. Hopefully he's playing on normal difficulty.
No, Smud, I would bet any amount of money this motherfucker is playing on Recruit and still getting his ass whooped.
No.
There's other problems caused by how much stuff is in at any given encounter, but we'll get to that in just a moment. In the meantime, we've got the same repetitive combat and the two big Ys, maybe a third big Y, and then we've got to talk about how this game is what's called Nintendo hard. So
repetitive combat from 2016? I thought he loved that. So why is that bad?
It's not repetitive. It's not repetitive when you have less options to do things.
Right.
Also, that kind of difficulty was not exclusive to Nintendo.
When there's more options for you to do things, Smud, that means it's more repetitive.
You have more tactics available to you. It's the same gameplay. Okay, sure about that?
Yeah, you're putting a dot on the screen over a bad guy, and you're clicking in on the left mouse button. That means the game's repetitive.
Yes, this is true. That is one way to put it. I'm pressing right on my controller in a side-scrolling game. Like, oh my god, it's so repetitive.
Also, that kind of difficulty is not exclusive to Nintendo. Have you ever heard of Dark Souls or Bloodborne?
No. He's gonna compare Doom Eternal. I'm gonna call this. I'm gonna gaze into my crystal ball of shitty argument prediction. He is going to say that games like the NES Ninja Gaiden, that is all damn near impossible to beat, is the same as Doom Eternal. Back when video games were brand new and game makers didn't know a whole lot about game balancing.
Oh boy!
Yeah, where shit was more experimental back then, so there was still a little bit of an excuse.
Or these games are ports from arcade titles that are specifically made to be difficult to suck the quarters out of your 9-year-old pocket.
Yes.
Looking at you, ghouls and goblins.
Yeah, I would like to see his review of Ninja Gaiden.
Serious, yeah.
Not the original, but the 3D ones.
The 3D ones don't compare in difficulty to the old ones, not too much.
But they're also cooler though.
Yeah, they're a decent bit better than the old ones.
Fight a German fat man on a dirigible in the original games. All right.
Yeah, hell no.
All right.
What is Nintendo hard? It refers to a kind of difficulty that was used by a lot of old Nintendo games in the late 80s and early 90s.
I am Nostradamus.
I can't believe he's pulling up side-scrollers.
He's pulling up fucking 1920s fucking choir, quartet guy who throws plates at Alfred.
I don't even know.
You guys remember that famous game?
What game is this? I've never seen this before.
I've never seen this either.
Oh no! This is the Nintendo NES video game of The Great Gatsby.
Really?
The Great Gatsby what?
Look at Nick Carraway. Find Gatsby.
I got Gatsby as a potential connection with the book, but I'm like, I don't remember what platform, when this came out. Nothing. It's a complete blur.
No, this is most likely the NES.
No, guys, Doom Eternal is the fucking Great Gatsby video game adaptation.
Maybe
because The Great Gatsby was The Great Gatsby, the well-known famous game that everybody and their mom has played, was too hard.
Well, let's see what he says. I'm a bit concerned what he's doing with this.
Could this guy not even use Dark Souls as an example?
Watch
That's
out
more
for
recent.
that Victrola, Nick Carraway. It's gonna shoot records at you or some shit.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Let's hear the whole definition and see where he's coming with it.
God damn, bro.
If he was
Go back to sucking at Doom Eternal.
If he was saying like Simon's Quest, that would have been that's a hard side scroller. Like there are hard side scrollers, but this one I don't even know what this is. So let's see what he has to say.
Where games were very hard, not so much to provide a challenge, but to make it to where they could drag a game with maybe a couple hours of content over 10, maybe 11 or 12 hours.
Yeah, boy, get the martinis.
Less about a lack of creativity
neon
or
martinis,
laziness,
boy.
but more about how, at the time, storage space on NES cartridges was measured in the...
I just look at that red guy. Look at him. What is that? Why is this dude made out of licorice?
Maybe he could have chosen like Little Nemo or a Castlevania 3, something which has like a known brand behind it.
No, Smudge. Those are games that people have played and can call him out on his bullshit over.
Let's collect martini glasses. Like, okay.
Nobody has collected all 5,000 neon martinis in The Great Gatsby for NES. Nobody has done that. So they don't know if he's lying or not. I mean, we obviously can tell he's lying, but he thought that when he put this footage in the video.
Look how great this game is back in the day. It's so simple.
Yeah, fucking throwing golden plates at fucking Alfred and Licorice Man, minding his own goddamn business on a marble bench. What great game. This is definitely like Doom Eternal, guys. What the fuck is wrong with you?
All right. We are 7 minutes in. Not even a third done.
How the fuck do you do this?
I don't know what he's getting at. I gotta hear him because I don't know his points. He was talking about cartridge size. It's like, yes, there is a size limit on the NES cartridges, yes. Okay.
Kilobytes, and the SNES could get up to a little over 14 megs if you are feeling extremely ambitious. You either had to make your games very grindy or very hard if you wanted to leave your customers satisfied with what they dropped $50 of 1985 money on for one of your company's games. Doom Eternal is 42 gigabytes unpacked and does not have an excuse for all the crap that it does. Exhibit A of Nintendo.
What the hell does file size have to do with anything?
I fucking called it.
So
I fucking called it.
Because
this
the
is the
game...
Marauder. He's gonna complain about but the Marauder got shield that he can put up. But he's too hard. He comes at me too fast. I got to think about how I played the game when the Marauder's on screen.
But he's arguing that the game is too big because we have the technology. We weren't efficient in our development style. We weren't designing.
Okay, Doom Eternal is incredibly efficient, and I don't know what that fucking argument even was. I was just mesmerized by Licorice Dude and the fucking Great Gatsby.
Well, he's trying to make an argument that, Super Nintendo games, NES games had certain cart sizes, and then you had to be very good or grindy to make games which were fun and worth the money. And you're like, okay, so you're making an argument of bang for your buck. Are you getting enough gameplay out of the Great Gatsby or whatever?
But you didn't have to do that. Like, there's a reason why games like Super Mario and Metroid and Castlevania, and even to an extent Ninja Gaiden, all lasted the test of time. It's because there was enough variation. There was enough things you could do. It was not repetitive and grindy at all.
Right.
Yeah, the original design philosophy for making games that hard is like what you said, bang for your buck. But it's like originally it came from what Bear said earlier. It's like the arcade mentality of trying to take your money away from you.
Yes.
But eventually that became a full-blown design philosophy that I don't know about earlier than this game's release, but Dark Souls definitely brought that design philosophy back in full force. But in a matter in which it was reconfigured so that if you know what you're doing, you're fine. You just have to pay attention, like in the old days.
No, okay, WD Frost, wait, let's hear him out. No, let's not hear him out. I just watched this guy use the fucking chain gun on a cacodemon while a fucking pain elemental was getting ready to throw a lost soul at his head, and then we got footage of the Great Gatsby for NES.
Yeah.
This man has lost all benefit of the doubt a long time ago.
Again, the whole Nintendo hard thing, it has long since not been exclusive to Nintendo anything. Yeah, it's become just as much of a viable design philosophy as anything any MMO or any other regular ass shooter is doing.
Like, and you know what? Like, part of the thing he's complaining about were people making scam video games. Like, of course they made it grindy. They spent a weekend making this game and putting it on a cartridge, hoping that you would spend the fucking $50 on it. Like, they put fucking $5 worth of effort into it, and then they made $50 off of you. That is clear profit. Like, is this guy really, like, this is the same fucking mentality of, like, oh, I went to the bargain bin fucking octagonal bucket of movies at the Walmart, and these aren't as good as they could be. Like, no shit. These people shit these movies out, they fucking burn it to a DVD, they write the title of the movie in Sharpie on the DVD, and then they throw it in the Walmart bucket, hoping idiots like you and fucking blind 95-year-old grandmas will waste their money on it. That is the entire purpose of it. You cannot compare that to fucking actual well-made movies that people put time and effort into. They're not the same thing.
There is a technical argument for file sizes and graphic quality and compression, and there are lots of things you can do after something is done to compress visuals like graphics and video so that it has the same level of quality, but it is significantly lower in file size. This is all about people with PCs saying, I have to download 30 gig, 40 gig, whatever. It's going to take this long, and it has to be unpacked, and and if you're using a console, you have to delete stuff. It's not completely, terabyte drive. What are the size of the PS5 drive? I don't even know, but it's limited. Yeah. So
and this is all true. But the problem is that this idiot is saying that the file size and like the technical stuff is has a direct connection with the design of the game, which is entirely false.
Right.
Unless it's back then where people had to get creative in order to make the games they wanted.
Yeah, exactly.
One big example is that for Crash Bandicoot 1, Naughty Dog literally hacked the PS1 to get the games they wanted out of it.
So there was limitations on the hardware and software back in the day. There still are. You can't just have a 100,000 poly character as your main control and moving about in a 10,000 polygon level. Like you can't do that. So
no, yeah, but you can't deny the barriers. Yeah, the barriers of limitations are still there, but you can't deny that yes, they are indeed going down with every generation, but they're still there.
Yeah, you have to keep things optimized. Doom would not be as smooth and fast as it was if it was not optimized. There's no way.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter how big the ROM cart or size is. Is it doing the thing within the genre it's supposed to be doing? And I would say it's probably the best there is. The best we've got to showcase.
This particular aspect of development, like the file size, like the technical specs and all that, has become much less and less of an issue as time has gone on in order to make the games developers want to make. They still gotta get creative, but they can't go all out on exactly what they have to do. They still have to make compromises, even to this day.
Yeah, so to make the argument for file size, you have to be very specific, and you have to say, well, see this character model on screen? He is 30,000 polys. He should have been reduced with a proper ZBrush model and this or that shader with this or that compression. Like, you'd have to get the technical elements of why it's bad. Because just telling me it's 40 gigs doesn't tell me anything.
Yes.
This game is bad because there's no neon martinis for me to collect.
Okay.
Unlike in The Great Gatsby.
All right. Okay.
TLDL, the technical stuff, has very little impact on games today.
Yeah. So
and pretty much zero impact on Eternal specifically for the sake of this argument.
And he's not making a comparison. He's just saying it's big. I'm like, yeah, games are big. What's your point?
Game.
Yeah,
big.
That makes no impact for this specific game. None at all.
Yeah.
It makes no difference whatsoever. This is the game they wanted to make, and if it ended up being 40 gigs, great.
Okay.
They could have made it even more if they wanted to add more shit. But guess what? That's just part of the process now. It's a minor nothing to complain about this in terms of the design of the game. There's no connection.
Yeah.
End of story.
Okay, let's go.
Hard. The Marauder. The Marauder is meant to be a mini-boss and one of the demons made specifically to deal with Doom Guy. This would be okay if, like the other anti-Slayer demons, he played fair. The Marauder...
He does play fair. Okay, the first thing you did, the first that I can tell right here, he poured chain gun ammo into the Marauder's shield. Now, the Marauder's shield is made out of, in-universe, made out of Argent energy. You can't fucking shoot it down, so the Marauder is stuck there with you pouring ammunition into you. So what is he going to do? He summons his Spectral Dog to come after you. Now, gameplay-wise, that is to punish you for wasting ammo on a shield that will not go down if you shoot it. That's how it teaches you not to shoot at the shield.
Right.
Because instead of 2 enemies on the screen that you have to deal with, there are now 3. And that is your fault because you shot his unbreakable shield.
Cool. Okay.
Like, he will not put that shield up. He will not put that shield up and release that dog if you don't fucking shoot the shield.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's that fucking simple. When he puts the shield up, don't shoot it.
Yeah, I made the joke earlier, but it's like, I don't think anyone watching the stream right now expected us to literally talk about a guy called Marauder with a big-ass shield. So there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, moving on.
Marauder likes to ignore clean hits that get past his shield because
he does not ignore clean... Okay, motherfucker, you talk about ignoring clean hits that get past his shield. You shot his shield. Did you see how big his shield is? It is a tower shield. It covers him from fucking toe to over his horns. That you did not get past his shield at all. Mm-hmm. And I also saw you just stand there and take that axe hit like it was a thing to do.
Anyway.
Watch him. We're gonna unpause. He's gonna get bit by the fucking dog. Even though he's got the fucking chain gun up.
Screw you, that's why.
Wow, how did I figure that
playing
out?
by the rules and only hitting him when he's about to attack in his very nebulously defined vulnerabilities.
It's not nebulously defined. His eyes glow green! He drops his shield and winds his axe up for a full-on fucking Oblivion Guard spin attack.
Yeah, if you're gonna bring up the whole Nintendo hard argument, like a lot of these games give these kind of clues.
Yeah, it's not
also,
exactly telegraphing, but there's indication when a AI is going to do something. So
no, he does telegraph though. His eyes glow green.
Well, yeah, but I mean in the concept of like someone's about to wind up for a swing or reload a gun. Like there are other visual cues that you have to be aware of. So that's what you learn when you play. Like, oh, he's going to do this maneuver. I got to figure out how to dodge that. So that's standard stuff. Like this is as if this is the first time he's played the game, and he's now critiquing it.
I just looked up in the upper right hand corner. He hasn't done the Slayer Gates. He hasn't done any of the
Anyway, don't worry.
This game would be a lot easier for you, guy, if you actually did the missions, which gets you upgrade points to make your weapons stronger. Also, if you could shoot worth a goddamn.
Anyway, let's hear his critique of this character.
If it wasn't for the fact that damage only seems to count if it's inflicted as he's doing the attack. Pop him with a salvo of micro missiles while he's attacking? Too bad, his shield will pop up as they're...
No, you...
You okay, Bears?
You don't shoot the micro missiles. Why are you shooting the micro missiles at the fucking Marauder? What are you doing? The entire point of the micro missiles is to lodge into enemies and then explode while they're in them. This guy has a shield. Why are you lodging micro missiles at a shield that will not break if you shoot it? Like, and by the way, it only seems to count. Like, damage only seems to count when the guy doesn't have his shield up. Yeah, that's kind of how shields work. Wow, I'm trying to punch this guy in the face, but he has a tower shield. Why aren't my punches working? I don't know. Maybe it's because you're punching a shield, you fucking idiot. Try waiting until his shield is not in front of his fucking face to hit him.
Oh, boy. It's a big glowing red thing, I think.
Yeah, stop shooting it. He fucking shot it so many times that the fucking dog's out again. Also, you're wasting chain gun ammo. You have 29 bullets. You didn't do jack shit. You have the super shotgun. You have the ballista. You have the combat shotgun with the fucking full auto mod. You have the combat shotgun with the grenade launcher mod.
Okay, let's go.
Exploding actively negate the damage, despite the fact that they're lodged in his chest and the missiles are behind.
He fucking backed himself into a corner.
Yeah.
He locked him into a corner. The fucking marauder fucking split his head open right as the dog bit him. Right as the fucking shot.
Again, the stupidity of this is like that he's touting this as the most difficult shit ever. When in actuality, this is part of what Dark Souls reintroduced into the whole Nintendo hard thing, where there is definitely a way to know exactly what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
If you don't know what the fuck you're doing, of course you're gonna get screwed over if you play like shit. Because that's the fundamental aspect of this entire like subgenre. It's like things can be done in such a specific way that if you don't pay the fuck attention, of course you're gonna fucking die.
He has all the space to move around. What does he do? Fucking walks into a corner. Gonna put a dunce cap on and face the wall too, you fucking retard. God damn!
Yeah.
Alright, again, we know this guy's not very good at the game.
But he's reviewing the game and saying that it's too hard, Smud.
Well, he's critiquing this specific enemy, and he's like,
No,
this is hard.
This enemy is not hard to deal with. Fucking, I can fucking breeze through the Marauders like they ain't nothing. Like, in Ancient Gods Part 1, not only do you have to deal with getting 2 Marauders thrown at you in a tight, confined area, but there's also a fucking area where you get one that's buffed, and he's coming at you. Twice as fast, twice as durable. And I can deal with him like he ain't fucking nothing. This game is not that hard to figure out.
Yeah, again, I already stated my point about the whole thing regarding the difficulty.
All right.
There's really, if you know what you're doing, there's no excuse.
Okay, so for him, he finds it hard. He doesn't like it because it's too hard. The 16 was easy enough for him, or whatever. Smooth enough, whatever he wants to consider it. So.
Yeah. WD Frost, you can stagger him with the grenades. That's why when he misses with the axe, if you're paying attention, the first thing you do is you launch the grenade, and then you lay into him with the super shotgun, and then you quick switch to the ballista, and then you shoot that at him. You do that maybe 3 times, and the fucker's dead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go.
The barrier of magical ignoring damage because screw you, that's why. You also eventually learn that the way to effectively, consistently deal with Marauders is to abuse low-level demons because you won't charge through them and exploit corners into fooling the AI into charging. The
No. You stand in the middle, you wait for him to swing, and then you shoot him in the face. And then you keep shooting him in the face until he's dead. Or until he's in the point where you can glory kill him and then stab him in the face.
Well, it sounds like he's actually giving some kind of strategy that he figured out that worked for him.
This motherfucker's I cannot imagine this guy in a fucking war.
Yeah, but the thing is, he's overthinking it way too much. That's the problem.
Well, either way, he's found something out, which sounds like a good thing. Like he's gotten past the problem. So it's like, yeah, it's so hard, but I finally figured it out. You're like, okay, great. What's the problem?
His solution to the problem is the dumbest solution possible.
Well, this is what I'm a little confused on, because he's like, oh, it's so hard and weird, and here's the solution I found. It's like, why are you complaining then? What's the issue?
I can just imagine this guy wants to cross the street, so he looks at the place he wants to go that's across the street. He then turns on his heels, walks all the way around the fucking block, and then goes across the street from the complete opposite end of the street, and then he crosses the street and then walks over to the solution he wants to go to. Like, no, just go forward. Go forward. The answer you need is right here. Just go forward. Not this roundabout, I don't know where the fuck you went, time-wasting bullshit. You don't have to fucking juke around a pole to deal with the Marauder. Shoot him in the face until he is not alive anymore.
Yes,
just unalive the Marauder, and then you can move on to unalive more things.
Yeah, with how many advancements Internal made over 2016, some of these things are still pretty much that simple.
All right, here is Kyle Rocket. Thanks for the 1. Hey, came in late. What had Bearserker laughing harder than you guys did the first time I called Maggie May Fish female Kelso?
don't even get started on that again.
It was the his method of not dodging Marauder and just sort of getting smashed.
Yeah, his method of having the only 3 enemies on the screen come at him while he just stands in a corner and takes it like a good boy.
Yeah. Anyway. Hopefully he'll change topics. Let's keep going.
Marauder also doesn't be too interested in the job of slaying the Slayer, because if you chainsaw or glory kill an enemy near him...
What? Is he really going to talk about a mechanic of... I said this earlier, when you are in the chainsaw animation, the enemies won't kill you. They'll sure as fuck surround you. But you're invincible in the animations for chainsawing and glory killing.
That would change things if you weren't.
That is not exclusive to the Marauder, you fucking moron.
Yeah.
Can we at least let him finish the sentence?
No! Every fucking word he says is stupid.
Okay.
No, I'm the one laughing like a jackass.
Let's go.
Okay.
Just like every other monster, politely wait for you to finish your business before resuming being extremely cheap. Now, let's talk about how the overabundance of enemies is a facet of Nintendo Hard. Waves of enemies will spawn on top of one another, making things even more crowded if you
That's
kill
the
the
point!
soon, and you'll get cornered a
Stop
lot because
shooting
you
the
were
goddamn
careless.
floor.
But because there's physically no space for you to move, you're just gonna have to sit there and get rope-a-doped until you get lucky or die. At times there are so many enemies that you'll get knocked out of bounds where you
Again, that's the point.
Bottom right corner, you see that? You see the fucking little list of things with the under the thing under the V, right? You see the V there?
Right.
You know what that indicates? That indicates the Doomslayer's Crucible Sword. The same Crucible Sword that one-hit KOs super heavy demons. He has 3 uses of that before he has to recharge it again. And he just stands there and takes punishment instead of using it. He also has his fucking ice bomb available to use. Like, I cannot... there's too much. There's too many enemies for me to deal with. I can't possibly freeze them in place and move out of the way. I can't possibly use a grenade that has a concussive blast that staggers them. I can't possibly jump twice in the air and then dash the fuck away. I can't possibly use the meat hook to get out of the way. No, there's too much. It's too much. They knock me out of the bounds. Stay in the bounds then. You have a meat hook. It will pull you back in bounds.
Okay, let's go.
You won't be able to reach or fall off the edge, effectively soft-locking the game, so have fun with that. Eventually you'll get the BFG.
Oh, no.
Oh, here we go. The BFG.
No. Don't do that right there. Don't do that right now. No. No, don't. I swear to God,
Bears,
I'm going to lose it if he does what I think he's about to do.
Bears, do you want to watch this video anymore? Like, you're not having a good time here.
Smud, like, I enjoy doing these things, but God
I would have said this any other point in the video, but I want to see how things pan out here because we arrived at pretty much the quintessential Doom weapon, the BFG. Let's see how this pans out.
Okay.
In the other melee weapon that is basically a I don't feel like fighting this button, which the Marauder will also ignore that thing too. But even then, you'll find yourself reloading a lot of arenas because there are just too many enemies to deal with unless you do it in a specific way. Because
I hurt myself today
Did he just miss?
to
like,
see
what was?
if I could feel. I focus on the pain. The only thing that's real.
Did he just miss everything? What happened there?
You can have it all. My empire of dirt. God damn it. God damn it. Nothing, not most of the enemies have not spawned yet. And he's like,
It's the fact that he used it immediately without saving it for later. You never do that with the BFG ever. Ever. You always it's always your get out of jail free card.
I'm assuming in the comments there's a person who listed all the stupid things you did in the video because
I can imagine.
Yeah. So I don't have to write them all down. I don't really care either way. I'm like, yeah, whatever, you suck.
And this is what I was referring to. This is the reason why the BFG has the reputation it has. It's mainly your get out of jail free card in this kind of situation when there's a fuck ton of enemies. That's when it's like there's nothing left to do. Well, guess what? You still got the BFG right in your back pocket ready to save your ass.
No, why do I keep looking at the screen? He has the fucking rocket locked onto a fucking fodder zombie in the fucking background.
Oh yeah.
He's gonna waste 3 rockets on a zombie. Meanwhile, this Hellbrute's about to fucking penetrate him in the ass with those arm spikes. Okay, guy. You gonna fucking stand in the corner and take that too? You probably are.
I don't think I mentioned this, but the like-dislike ratio of the video is 2.5 likes to 4.9 downvotes. So
Good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Which is expected when you
As it should
critique
be.
anything that's very popular.
Want everybody watching this, you can be a successful video game journalist. Just say things. Like, just download clips of people playing random-ass NES games that nobody has ever played. Except for one guy who did it out of novelty on YouTube, who's got like 400 views from like 10 years ago. Just download that guy's footage, right? And just play, like, record yourself bumble fucking around a fucking video game that you can't play, and just say things into a microphone and then upload it to YouTube. You'll get Patreons like that.
Instant views, instant success. Yeah.
Anyway, we are almost, well, not even halfway done, but yeah. Let's keep going.
ammo is very limited, and the BFG doesn't seem to effectively kill everything anymore, and it feels like its effective range has been reduced too.
Now, maybe if you hadn't have shot the BFG projectile at a fucking wall, then, now see, Smud, I don't know if you know this, but if he had been back in that room where he was, and he had aimed, actually, if he had waited for all the heavy demons to actually spawn, and he'd been back in that room, and he had aimed the BFG up and outside, then the tendrils from the BFG would have lasted a lot longer and fucked up a lot more things. Also, the only enemies that don't get insta-killed by the BFG 9000 are the Doom Hunters, the Barons of Hell, and the Marauders. That is 3.
So the mini bosses.
Yes, the mini bosses of the round. Yes.
Wonder
of Wonders. Even your strongest weapons can't one-hit KO a mini boss. Oh, except for the one that you have right there. That if you click V, you activate it. Except that one.
Yeah, and the only way it's killing a boss is in a cutscene at the very end of the fucking game. Like in 2016, where that was literally, in my honest opinion, and I think you can agree, pretty much the perfect way to end 2016.
Oh yeah,
BFG to the fucking boss's face.
Shove the BFG up the fucking Spider Mastermind's mouth, and just point blank blow him up. That was beautiful.
Yeah, it's like that was honestly no better way to end the Doom reboot. It's like just use the BFG on the fucking final boss and just end it already.
Mm-hmm. But I still somewhat prefer, the Icon of Sin, Like fucking those 2 levels, like you shoot his armor off, you fucking shoot his flesh off. He's there, he's about to get back up again, but the fucking Doomslayer runs up his arm, activates the crucible, and stabs into his fucking brain and breaks the blade off. Beautiful. I love it. Chef's kiss.
All right.
Perfection.
Yeah.
Let's say we get to halfway through. This is going to take a while to go through all of it.
How long have we been going? If you don't mind my asking.
9 minutes so far. We have, I would say, 3 minutes to go to halfway. But if all he's saying is like, this is not fun, it's too hard.
Game's bad because I'm
stupid. I mean, how long have we been going in the stream specifically?
Oh, we've been doing this for an hour and 20 minutes.
We can go at least a little bit longer.
Yeah, why not?
We've done worse videos all the way through.
Yeah.
Like Doom Eternal. Okay, Doom Eternal went horribly wrong by allowing a smooth brain like this dude to play it. How dare you, Doom Eternal? You should have known that this guy was gonna be a fucking retard.
Okay, all right, let's go.
Now, about that ammo pool. Even at max upgrades, you'll find that you have the same amount of weapons and the same amount of ammo types, but now you have, at times, less than half the ammunition available to you in Doom 2016. As an example, the max...
So, what's the big... Oh, you have less ammo. That just means you have to think more.
I want to fucking... This guy hotkeyed the Crucible and the chainsaw right next to each other. He fucking took 3 hits before he actually switched the crew. How do you do this shit, dude? What the fuck?
Again.
That's why you hotkey fucking different things to
this specific thing of less ammo. This is another. Well, I wouldn't say symptom. This is another condition that cropped up going from the simplicity of the Doom reboot to Eternal. Obviously, they're gonna find ways to make you, I don't know, think a little more about what you're doing. With all the versatility you've got.
At the same time, you have effectively unlimited ammo because there will always be zombies wandering the fuck around. And your chainsaw automatically refills 1 pip of fuel. All you have to do is wait for both.
Yeah, maybe if it were a challenge run, the ammo would kind of be an issue. Kinda, but not really.
This nigga challenge run. Pick one, Zinga.
No, but it's the point is there's ammo. Just because the amount of ammo went down doesn't mean it's a problem. Like Bear said, there's always going to be ammo no matter what.
Okay.
Maximum amount of ammo you can get for the shotgun is 24 shells in Doom Eternal, whereas it was 60 in Doom 2016. Supposedly, this is geared to make you use all the tools in your arsenal, but for one, some weapons are much better at dealing with certain enemies than others, and of course...
That's normal. That's totally normal.
Stop shooting the fucking ground, and you won't run out of ammo!
Yes. Improve your aim for one.
There is a fucking Baron of Hell whose skull is scraping the ceiling and he is shooting the fucking ground 3 feet to its left.
Well, I think it's obvious to say that every weapon or every enemy has a certain weapon they're bad against. It's kind of a given.
Weak too, yes.
Yes.
In all of these games, so
Mm-hmm.
I don't see how that's a good or bad thing. That's just a basic aspect of design. So
Yeah, ammo, and again, ammo is ultimately a non-issue, like Bear said.
You have unlimited ammo. They give you the capacity to have unlimited ammo.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, the stuff is going to run out because they keep on spawning the harder stuff. And for another, if you have to use every item in your rotation in order to get through the mid to late game encounters, is that really
No, you
having
don't.
many tools in
Not
your
really.
arsenal? Or is that having just one?
No.
No, it's you sucking at the fucking game.
Because I have to use all of my tools, that means I only have one tool. No. I have a tool bag, alright? Okay, I have screws, I got socket wrenches, I got pliers, I got a level, I got a hammer, a box cutter, you know. Those are not all the same tool. Because they are all in the same one bag that I put them in.
Yeah, this is literally the when you're a hammer, everything looks like a nail thing, taken to an idiotic extreme.
But no,
Well, it sounds as if he doesn't have a concept of game design. Like he doesn't know what he's talking about. With there are all these guns, but they have so little ammo. But some weapons work with other enemies better. Like that's yeah. Okay.
how does this guy remember to breathe?
It's game design.
That's why we have difficulty, and you have to learn the skills to get more ammo and how to aim and where to aim and when to aim and what weapon to aim with. And
Start with not the floor, and then we'll work up from
yeah,
there.
aim
Yeah,
at head.
improve your
shoot head.
Yeah, improve your aim, and if you really want to tout this game as a Nintendo hard game, there's a little something tied into that subgenre. It's a little saying called "Get Good."
Sidebar said, I'd love to see this guy change a flat tire. He'd probably go at it with a fucking screwdriver and then describe about how the screwdriver's bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
One tool in your arsenal because you can't do it any other way. Yes, you will have at least one tick in your chainsaw gauge at all times because it regenerates now, but half the enemies you fight are either chainsaw proof because I summon chainsaw deflectors.
They summon chainsaw deflectors by being big. It takes... Okay. You can insta-kill the heavy demons with the chainsaw, provided that you have 3 pips of fuel. That is the prerequisite for killing heavy demons with the chainsaw. You want to know what other game required you to have a lot of fuel in your chainsaw to kill heavy demons?
2016.
Oh. You couldn't just go up to a bear in hell with one fucking bit of fuel in your chainsaw and take him out. No, you had to have all 7.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is getting a little silly.
And in order to kill anything bigger than an imp, you need a full fuel gauge, which is hard to come by for most of the game.
No! Maybe if you don't waste... Okay, again, don't shoot the ground, and you won't have to use the chainsaw to get more fuel. You can stock those up if you don't shoot the fucking ground. Also, if you make use of your fucking grenades and your ice bombs. Like, does this guy know that the enemies take more damage when they're frozen? Does this guy know that the ice bombs and the grenades will constantly refuel
I'm
on
going to
their
say
own?
no.
Huh.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting, that.
And lastly, before I forget about it in this Nintendo
just
Heart
dashed
segment,
into a wall!
I mentioned that even on the default Hurt Me Plenty difficulty, all the demons in hell must live in pineapples under the sea because them suckers spongy. The issues about ammo or enemy overabundance wouldn't be so bad if things went down in a reasonable number of chain gun rounds.
These 2 Barons of Hell sure are spongy. Wow, this fucking mini-boss sure can take a lot of damage. Why is that the case, I wonder? Why can bigger enemies take more damage than smaller enemies? Huh.
Yeah.
This game must be terrible.
This is...
Listen. Okay, that Alfred in the fucking Great Gatsby only took one plate for me to kill him.
Yeah.
Oh, we're back
That's
to
how
that.
all the game should be. All I gotta do is throw one plate at Alfred and he's dead. Right? I should be able to take down a Baron of Hell with fucking one bullet.
Anyway.
Oh, wait a minute. You can take down the Baron of Hell with one hit because you got the Crucible right now. But knowing this guy, he'd probably use it on a fucking demon and then complain about how the Barons of Hell can dodge his Crucible Blade or some shit.
Well. Okay. We're almost halfway done. I think most of his arguments have been pretty sad. And,
Yes. Just like his fucking gameplay.
Well, I think that's what he's trying to explain. Like, I play game. This is what happened. Therefore, game bad. You're like, okay, fine. You could have that opinion, but it's kind of self-explanatory, and the arguments are why are these two big enemies so tough? It's like game design.
I don't know. Maybe it's because you're standing, like, maybe you're just like sitting there looking at them while they fucking bash you upside the head while you just stand there at a wall and do nothing to avoid their hits.
All right.
Maybe that has
rounds
something
to the
do with it.
face. This all actually leads to a very repetitive core game where you will almost always shoot the bad things until you run out of ammo, but now more bad things have spawned, leaving you with low health, no bullets, and more demons than when you started with in the first place. Then you run away looking for a conveniently placed zombie to...
Uh-oh, here we go again.
I run out of ammo. Guys. I shot a grenade at nothing, and then punched a zombie, and then shot him instead of getting my ammo back with the chainsaw fuel I obviously had, but there's not enough ammo, guys.
Yeah.
What do we do now?
You just saw me kill a fodder enemy with a fucking one of the fucking 2 shots I have left on my shotgun. Well, there's not enough ammo, guys. There's not enough ammo. There's no ammo anywhere around me. Well, ignore this ammo box that's right here at my feet. There's no ammo anywhere around here.
I'm quite sure anytime you insta-kill something, you get a power-up, right? You get a pickup. So...
Yeah.
I think he knows that.
Yeah.
I think he...
No, he doesn't.
Sure.
I don't believe he...
I know that by watching...
I've been watching him do this. He does not know this.
Before I even knew anything about the game, the idea was to get them glowing, and as soon as they're glowing, you go in for a melee attack, and then, boom, you get a power-up for doing that. Like, that was the focus of the game.
Malay.
Melee.
He's Canadian giggles.
With my rapier.
Well, that's how everyone says that, so.
Anyway, yeah, no, that's... You could watch any playthrough of a reasonable player or, I don't know, maybe a trailer did it, but it was like, yeah, they get glowy, they're sensitive, boom, that's time to get in close. And you always see a power-up or a pickup fall out of the character or the enemy. So, and he's complaining there's no ammo. I'm like, really? Interesting.
Like, there's no ammo even though I didn't do the thing that gives me ammo. What the fuck is this game? You should have known that I needed ammo.
Yeah.
Like, why aren't you playing yourself for me, game?
Okay. I guess he's thinking it's like another version of a first-person shooter where there was lots of ammo, or he just likes one gun over other guns, and it runs out of ammo because he uses it so much. I don't know. Like, there's plenty of reasons why he thinks this way. They're all just weird. It's like you're not paying attention to the mechanics and how things work. And
You suck!
It's pretty obvious too. Like, this is obviously the enemies can be hard and they have patterns. And you don't know them. That's fine. But the basics of like defeating a zombie is like, yeah, you do a close-up attack, boom, you get stuff. Anyway, this is really not worth going through. This guy is just making silly. It's kind of like saying, the way you flick a puck and blades of Steel is so unoriginal. It's like it's not supposed to be original. It's supposed to be inductive to the player with his limited controls.
Can we skip to him talking about the icon of sin?
Is it
Is
there?
he going to be confused as to how the biggest of the big enemies can take more ammo than the small ones?
Oh, what is this? When you speed things up, you can really see how much you just run around in circles in Doom Eternal. What?
Yeah, okay, you're running around the map, avoiding getting hit.
Yeah.
And attacking enemies.
That's kind of obvious. Let's not even play that. That's
You did
dumb.
that in Doom 2016, you fucking idiot.
Let's see
He's
where we can
using
go.
a shotgun. He's using a shotgun. He's using a
Yeah.
shotgun.
We're on.
Okay. He's blocking stuff up. I don't care. It's fine.
Wait, go back to the gladiator. The
Oh,
gladiator.
no, he's
Go back to
comparing
the-
it to Dark Souls.
Go back to the gladiator. There we go.
Okay.
Let's
From
see
the
how he
last
complains
game
about
and then some. The normal mode of your game should be the intended experience for your game, and if someone who has been playing shooters for nearly 20 years now has to take cheats to get through your bosses, which
So this guy,
honestly, this
guy,
the
20 years of playing first-person shooters, and he's stumped by Doom Eternal.
No. He's not been playing shooters for 20 years. His older brother has been playing the shooter while his controller is unplugged next to the console. Also, you like how he just stood there while the fucking shield shot that blood shot at him, and he just stood there and took it, even though you could clearly see the shield blinking its eyes and opening its mouth, and the fucking gladiator hitting it twice before that happened.
Again, the point from earlier that even Nintendo Hard gives you just enough clues to help you know what the fuck you're doing.
Unless you're this guy.
Yeah.
Unless you're this guy, exactly.
All right. I want to see that Dark Souls comparison. That was interesting.
So do fucking I.
Combined, maybe you need a fresh batch of QA testers for your balance. Okay, now before you type the obligatory "too hard for you" or the Dark Souls staple "get good" into the comments, let's talk about how Dark Souls Hard is different from this. Dark Souls Hard is hard, but it's fair. Every pitfall can be avoided on the first go-round if you're observant. Any boss can be beaten with patience and adherence to the game's rules and following the attack patterns. Dark Souls represents a carefully curated You're not even...
Cut this part out of your fucking video.
Yeah.
Also, Ginga, the Marauder doesn't have a pattern, Ginga. The Marauder doesn't have a pattern.
No, it totally doesn't let you know when you can fucking attack him. No, of course not.
He doesn't do a thing like, grunting and full sprinting at your face. And he doesn't, take a big old wide swing, and his eyes don't glow right as he's about to hit you.
Yeah.
Which is the time when you can, dash, just back up a little bit, and then shoot him in the face. That's not a thing he does. And, that Gladiator, though, he doesn't have any attack patterns, right? He doesn't, bop his shield a couple times, and then swing at you, Like, when he's got the two maces, he doesn't fucking, his eyes don't glow. He doesn't take a big old swing at you. Right?
Okay, we get it. And again, this is the point I was making earlier. It's like that's like to this guy in the video. You honestly are arguing that at least Doom Eternal didn't take any cues from Dark Souls in terms of what you're describing. What's the time gap exactly between Dark Souls and Eternal? Yeah, 11 fucking years. You really think they're not going to take those cues to make sure that Doom Eternal is just fair enough so that you can know what the fuck you're doing?
Dark Souls is not the only video game that exists.
I'm talking
to people that bring up Dark Souls in a completely unrelated video game. Dark Souls is an over-the-shoulder, third-person perspective, medieval game. Doom Eternal is a first-person shooter. They have nothing to do with each other. They have no similarities other than the fact that they are video games that you play.
I know that, but I was going to make the point that Dark Souls is one of the games that reinforced that whole think before you act mentality in current games from the past decade. It's like, I know for a fact it's not the only one. I definitely look at those people the same way you do. But I'm just saying that Dark Souls is just the immediate example of that design aspect, of that design philosophy. Can we agree on that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, yeah. I definitely know that Dark Souls is not the one and only example. I'm just saying that it's the one you think of right off the top of your head.
I was about to quote Akiba from Metal Gear Solid 4. He goes, "I'm a 10-year vet," and that's when Snake takes his gun out of his hands and beat the shit out of him. But he's not 20 years. He's only 10 years, so can't use the same quote.
I mean, it has been 10 years since between MGS 1 and 4, so he's not wrong there.
I'm a 10-year vet. Okay, yeah.
Sure, okay. All right, back to this.
Boy, we just let you in. You want to go out now because there's no snacks in your bowl?
Yeah, we get it. Your joke sucks. Moving on.
Hungry boy? Are you just a hungry boy? Are you
yeah.
me into feeding you?
Yeah, we get it. Your joke sucks.
Everyone on YouTube, the cat is being a naughty boy. Shame him in the comments. Okay, where was I? Oh, yeah. Dark Souls represents a carefully curated challenge that is definitely punishing at times and will make weaker-willed players chuck their controller, but ultimately, it's a challenge that can be overcome with enough determination and practice, and is highly satisfying. I don't see how you can practice yourself past the
Oh my god, are you joking me? You're saying there's no nuance and skill and understanding and learning how to play a game?
Man.
And this is the point I'm making. Dark Souls is the one everyone thinks of, but guess what? Dark Souls isn't one of a kind. You fucking moron. Not anymore.
There was strategy and tactics to virtually every game out there. It's pattern recognition. It's learning how to solve a puzzle. It's all kinds of things. Every shooter has this. The original Doom has this. I can't believe he's making this argument. Oh, this is all just thrown together and there's limited ammo and therefore it's hard. It's like, that's part of the difficulty. It's forcing you to move and learn and adapt like most any good game does. Any good enemy will get you out of cover and teach you how to deal with being charged upon or being attacked from range or whatever their method is. This is dumb. Limited ammo. Oh my god, what a boring design. Like, no, it's not a boring design. You're not adapting. You're complaining it's too hard.
Yeah, we make the joke now of the whole get good aspect of this subgenre, but that is it's the fundamental aspect of getting better at these kinds of games, plain and simple.
His feet are glued to the floor. Up
Yes.
against a whiplash.
I know, he's not jumping around. In Quake, you're always jumping around, and all these first-person shooters are jumping around. Aye.
insane amounts of screen shake that Doom Eternal.
Pro tip, you can disable screen shake in the options and it makes the game... Oh, you know what? Shut up. This is stupid. This is so dumb.
This one detail has nothing to do with the actual gameplay.
This is...
It bobs the screen up and down.
If he thinks this makes the game way better, I'm sorry. That is retarded.
I mean, you can also center your guns like it's classic Doom, and I think that makes it better. But that's just because I like. In Quake 3, there's all these things you could do to control your experience. You could turn off shaders. You can turn off lighting. You could play with a bunch of polygons on the screen. There's all kinds of things you could do in first-person shooters. To say this is completely subjective. Maybe some people don't like these games because of the high level of flashing on the screen. Your eyes could get buggied, or you get like the headaches from there's a lot of people who can't play 3D games because of the speed and the lighting. So I understand how he could like it because it doesn't hurt his eyes or whatever. But to say that the camera shake is like, okay, come on, that's so cosmetic.
And for him to say this, out of all the other dumb points he has made a cosmetic thing, like screen shake. I think we could stop right there.
I want to skip forward to see what he says about the icon of sin.
Is it even in there? Do you know?
If it's in there, I very much want to know what he says too, because that's definitely going to be a point of contention, if nothing else.
Oh, more Gladiator. Oh, fuck you.
Rob Liefeld? Oh my god.
Arnold. I don't need to pass for time on this big boy. The anti-sponsor for this week is a certain mobile game that's very controlling about what they're sponsoring.
Anti-sponsor?
And it's nearly everywhere
What?
on YouTube because they throw buckets of money at everything and everyone. I'll take my dignity instead, thank you. End of anti-sponsor segment. Now, the story. The story feels very un-Doom-like based on what Doom 2016 established, where our Doom guy literally...
All right, I don't care. That's fine.
I need to hear this.
You want to hear?
It feels un-Doom-like. You're going... The entire story of Doom Eternal is, okay, I've been killing demons as they come. That's not enough. So instead, I'm going to go to the source of these demons.
Yes.
Kill it.
Yeah, so Eternal pretty much took the entire point of Doom and took it to an actual logical conclusion of surprise, surprise, Doomslayer taking the fight to them for fucking once.
Mm-hmm.
Which has never been done up until Eternal.
Yes, Doomslayer has always been reactive. He's now being proactive. This is what happens when a Doomslayer is proactive.
Yeah, it's like all the way, even as late as 2016, Doomslayer was always portrayed as being on the defensive. Now, finally, we have a game where he takes the fight to them. And it's all the better for it.
All right.
So let's see what he has to say about
he
it.
Wants to get to the ripping and tearing. In Doom Eternal, Doom Guy will just sit there while people exposit at him, including those who he needs to rip and tear right as they...
Those two guys are not there.
As they are well within ripping and tearing range.
They are not there. Those are holograms.
Yeah.
He didn't play the game.
I don't know what's going on anymore, guys. This is so dumb.
He didn't play the game. He's lying right now.
This is a scene of dialogue. Why isn't he killing them? It's like, what?
They're not there.
Why isn't he shooting? He just complained about there not being enough ammo, but he's wanting the Doomslayer to shoot guys that are not there.
Like, there's a lot of context he's not giving us for this scene. It's a scene of dialogue. It's a cut scene, whatever you want to call it. And he's like, well, he's a Doom guy. He kills people. It's like, so what? Like, everything must die on the screen in a cut scene? No, we need exposition. We need to know what the hell's going on.
He already killed there's three of those guys. D. Varanik, D. Grov, and the first one whose name I can't remember. Like, you did that in the first level. You killed one of the three Hell Priests in the first level of the game. This is him going to where that guy he just murdered was supposed to meet these two, and he showed them, hey, I've got your friend's head, and I'm coming for yours too. That is the point of this scene.
All right.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with Doom finally having a story for the first time in decades, if at all.
This is also the first scene where you meet the con maker, who is one of the bosses, who is the person that she is the reason why the demons exist. Because she made the bargain with hell to get the souls of the damned to make Argent energy.
Yeah, just because this is Doom doesn't mean there can't be at least an attempt at story. Okay?
Okay.
Just gonna stick their tongue at you, call you a smelly doo-doo face, and teleport away. And then you're just gonna take that because otherwise...
They weren't even there!
You're gonna take that because they're not there and you can't do anything!
Smud. The Hell Priests control... They each control about 33% of the invading Hell army on Earth. You, right now, in this temple, You are on the back of a Titan, right? There are 3 Titans on Earth where the Hell Priests are controlling the fight from. You have gotten to 1. This is the chamber where they meet to discuss battle strategy. You have to go to the other Titans to get to them. They're not there. This is a meeting chamber.
Okay.
They aren't there. You gotta go to them. Like,
Yeah.
Anyway.
like Doomslayer's not as dumb as you, guy. He's not gonna just fucking shoot the wall.
Maybe he wanted him to do that, just to pull his trigger. It's like
Yeah, he wanted him to just shoot the wall, and then he complained about there being less ammunition when he goes back to gameplay.
Yeah, in that scene, the context is like that's what they want to prove whether or not he is a real threat. And the fact that he doesn't just shoot like a maniac at the holograms proves that he is capable of standing up to these jackasses.
Yeah, do you see that? Do you see? Look at the Doomslayer's thigh there, and look slightly to the right. He threw their buddy's head in the middle of them.
Yes.
That's what he's there to do.
Yeah, the fact that he wasn't rock stupid enough to shoot the holograms, and then on top of that, throw the head of their buddy in the middle, proves that he is a threat to their plans.
Yes. Like, with the death of that guy, 33% of their war effectiveness drops.
Mm-hmm.
okay.
We'd lose out on a third of this game's plot motivation. Seriously, Doom Guy, the winter bulk has left you soft both metaphorically and literally. Next we have all the little lore bits, which have also bulked up considerably, where each one would give you about a paragraph's worth of text, which started as scientific analysis and then got wild by the time you got to part 3. Now it's all the third part, and there's a ton more of it. The backstory to one of the levels in this game is 12 different segments that are each 12 walls of text.
Man, I gotta read.
Yeah, who exactly was complaining when Metroid Prime did this?
Man,
No one.
Fuck reading. All my homies hate reading.
Isn't this optional?
Yes.
Yes.
It is optional for you to read this, Mud. You get the entire story of Doom without this shit. This is background information to help expound on what the story is.
It is literally
and
the
what is
codex
presented to you.
of the game. There's many games that have codexes.
It's literally the logbook from Metroid Prime. It's optional.
Maybe he wants it like voiced, like in Mass Effect. It's like there's no voice actor to read me the story of.
Even then, in Mass Effect, they're not all voiced, are they?
Not all of them, but most of them are. Yeah, it's quite a lot.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. But the point is, not all of them.
Like fucking DW standing outside Arthur's door. This sign can't stop me because I can't read.
You want to complain
That's what this
about
guy's
like
fucking
optional?
doing at the codex.
You want to complain about optional lore bits from a codex? Then I'm sorry, my dude. You'd have to go all the way back to 2002 and make this complaint about a little game called Metroid Prime.
But
I don't
he
think
did this
anyone
on purpose.
Exactly. That's what I mean. It's like he's using this stupid ass argument, even though there's at least some precedent for this as far back as almost 20 years before the game came out.
Yeah. So
And Smud, you don't get put up into this screen the second you find a lore bit. You get a little pop-up in the fucking right-hand corner of your screen that says, if you want to read this, click this button. You don't have to do it.
yeah,
You don't have to push the button.
yeah. These the stories in Doom has never been a focus, but for them to actually make a codex with records and entries is like, oh, it's nice, but it should never detract from the actual gameplay, and it doesn't.
And again, Metroid Prime does this correctly as well. They don't immediately put you into the big page with all of the information about what you just scanned.
No.
Why do you think speedrunners literally, the moment the scan is complete, they immediately let go of the log button and the lock-on button and keep going? They don't force you to read it. It's like as soon as it's done, bam, you let go of the lock-on button for the scan visor, you keep the fuck going.
Okay, this is getting really bad. Like every point he's made has been subjective, if not incorrect. And he didn't even provide context of that scene he was arguing for. And now he's talking about optional storytelling codex pages, which I don't even know how that's a problem.
It's not.
We need to skip forward. I need to hear him talk about
the fact that it's optional that eliminates any possible issue with it.
Is he
because
really
you're not
really? Oh, fuck off! I'm not okay. I need to see
what that's like.
The crashes have already been fixed as of editing this video. Yeah, it's fine. Whatever.
Yeah,
yeah,
so
of course they're gonna.
2 days later, they fixed a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't even complain about this anymore, even for the early version of the game, because they fixed that issue pretty much immediately.
I gotta see what he says about the fucking Icon of Sin.
Yeah, the Icon of Sin is probably going to be the last thing for this stream, for the Smudcast.
Is he really complaining? Oh, hold on. Is he really complaining about the shit that's in the Doomslayer's bedroom? Really?
Really?
The Space Sanctuary thing. Doom Eternal does a great job with references and Easter eggs. It's definitely not too in your face, and they're all things that you'd only notice if you knew about it, and I stopped and laughed at quite a few of these. It seems that Doom Guy has great taste.
Okay, he likes it. Okay, that
literally
at least some common sense.
Finally, while they're few and far between, those rare moments when there aren't so many enemies that they get stuck trying to go through an archway at the same time, and the challenge is appropriate for the amount of ammunition and other resources you have, you can have a lot of fun. This is why I'm so bummed about making this video. They had a good game with a perfectly balanced challenge at one point, but they had to keep tweaking it and pushing up the enemy count until it was considered a good time if you can get through a late game arena by only circling around a number of times you can use your hands to count. Yeah, I'm sure it's cool to show the suits how many AI...
Bears, you okay? What happened?
This is why he's called Bearserker, ladies and gentlemen.
Stop doing... He fucking stood in a corner again as an archvile is just lighting him on fire and summoning more There's too many enemies, so I'm just gonna fucking stand here and let the fucking demon that summons fucking enemies do whatever the fuck he wants. Well, I just stand here in a corner and just take him lighting me on fire and summoning empowered demons to fucking fist me to death. I'm just gonna let that happen and then complain there's too many enemies and that the game's hard and then I run out of ammunition. Well, maybe if you fucking killed the Archvile before he summoned fucking 20 demons up your ass, then maybe there wouldn't be so many enemies on the screen and you wouldn't run out of fucking ammo. Did you try that? Do anything other than what the fuck you're doing on the screen right now. Maybe then you'll be able to play the fucking game properly.
Yes, because...
Have you tried pushing any of the buttons? Have you tried moving the Doomslayer at all? And don't say yes, because I can see you not doing it.
He's not. He is manipulating the situation to benefit his argument, again, which is flawed as fuck.
He's got the fucking freeze bomb. He didn't use it once in this fucking gameplay footage. He didn't use the grenades once. He only used the flame belch once. And he fired the BFG into a fucking wall. But the game's bad because there's too many enemies.
Yeah, but even if that were any kind of legitimate argument, which it's not, but if it were, guess what, Bal? This is Doom. That's the entire point.
Okay, anyway, we only have a few minutes left. I don't know if you guys want to keep going.
Yes, I want...
We'll finish it, we're right there!
Yeah, we're right, yeah.
Bad dudes you put in one map at any given time, and I'm sure that's going to be great for your Christmas bonus, but was it really worth it? Alright, so this video was really
Oh my...
All that open space, and he ran... I was joking earlier, guy! You're not supposed to actually run your face into the corner and stay there.
Yeah, in any... no matter
in the fucking corner. He stood in the fucking corner like a fucking chastised kindergartner. What the fuck? What the fuck?
Yeah, no matter what game in the series you look at, you never do that in Doom, ever.
No, you don't do that in any fucking game. You don't just stand in the corner and wait for enemies to beat you into a fucking pulp.
Yeah, this ain't online COD where you can just camp a corner and expect to kill everyone in one kill streak.
All right. Okay.
I was expecting better of the nice boys and girls at id Software, but Doom Eternal was so disappointing that after completing it and assuring that I had enough usable footage to make this video, I've already uninstalled it. I realized it didn't have to be this way, but at least I didn't pay a $90 version of this game to buy DLC that I don't think I'm going to like. By the way, I have no interest in multiplayer or challenge maps because if the strong suit of this game wasn't good to begin with, I don't think I have any interest in the secondary parts of this game. If you were still on the fence about Doom Eternal and you found this video looking for guidance, I'd tell you not to buy it now at full price, but instead to wait for the inevitable 50% off Steam sale come Christmas time. In the meantime,
and then we would tell you, don't watch videos by morons like this.
Yeah, unless you like enjoy streaming to an audience, don't watch videos like this. Also, why is this guy just standing around?
Yeah,
there's something to kill. There's something to kill. Find it. Like even on day one.
No bird, you stand still and wait for it to find you.
Oh yeah, you wait for it to find you and kill you, and then you complain about how the game's hard and you get surrounded all the time. Maybe if your fucking feet weren't glued to the floor, you wouldn't get surrounded. I don't know.
This is quite literally just a fucking moron hating on something that's popular. That's literally what's going on here. And if it ain't fucking obvious enough, look no further.
Just imagine he was working for IGN or something. It would be the same, like, oh, it's so hard, it's so difficult.
Oh, you mean like Dean Takahashi who can't fucking jump on a platform?
Was that the Cuphead one?
Well, it's kind of funny because we're talking about a first-person shooter. They're known to be difficult. Like, that's the kind of the point of these games. And
but then you look at the situation that happened with Cuphead, where the bastard I can't remember if it was a guy or a girl, but the person, the idiot, literally could not jump over something to get to somewhere else in the tutorial.
No, but Ginga, Dean Takahashi also played Doom Eternal, and he fucking, like, you remember that one level where there's like flaming chains and platforms that'll go away eventually, leading into like a pool of lava. Right?
He always went into the fucking what?
No, I saw this motherfucker jump and dash twice into the fucking flaming chains and then fall into the lava. And then just stand around in the lava while it's burning him to death.
Really, just no patience whatsoever.
It wasn't even a matter of patience. The platform wasn't even gone. He hadn't even gotten to the first platform. He jumped right into the fucking fire.
Really,
the stationary fucking fire. He jumped right into it. This is this guy. Like this dude is fucking white Dean Takahashi. And he's complaining about how the game's bad because it's too hard. There's too many buttons to push.
Anyway, we got 2 minutes. Hopefully, it's actual sponsors, or I don't know what the hell he's going to be selling. Hopefully,
it's Patreon or something.
Yeah, give me some money to do more stupid videos. Okay.
Give me some money to suck more games.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Doom 2016 is still a perfectly good game, and if you're looking for that over-the-top action romp, there's Dusk, and if you're looking for hammy action cheesy story goodness, I just got done replaying Resident Evil 4, which has aged like fine wine. Resident Evil 4 will run you 12 hours of time passed and has a...
He's using the fucking TMP in Resident Evil 4.
I mean, I use it and I play the game just fine.
No, you don't use the TMP. You don't use the TMP. TMP's dog
I use it just to incapacitate. I did just use it like to put one shot into like their legs and then do like the QTE. What I find is that he's using the TMP against Krauser. That's stupid. Use the knife.
Yeah, you just wait for Krauser to walk up to you and then you knife. You knife.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, I see it. I don't see it as just using the TMP in general. It's just using it against Krauser. You moron.
The TMP's bad. The TMP's bad.
Is this guy like just bad at games in general?
Yes, he's absolutely terrible.
Yes, like anyone that can pick up on just the right things in Resident Evil 4 knows for a fact that you using the knife is the best thing against Krauser because it does like quintuple damage against it.
Like, I can just imagine this guy, if you look at his attaché case, like, he probably got ammo diagonal somehow. He's that fucking retarded that he fucking puts shit diagonal in the attaché case. He probably complained there's not enough space in the attaché case. Like, oh, this is bro.
and like 10 sprays, like 20 sprays.
Yeah, he got fucking 20, 20 fucking sprays, no ammunition. You know,
I'm reading the comments here. 90% of the arguments against CW boiled down to you're playing the game wrong. And he actually hearted that comment. And there's a guy that replied, because he is Lamau.
Yes.
Wow.
I mean, he is that is the problem with this video. He's deliberately playing the game wrong just to say that he hates it. Just to say that it's bad.
I like this one. Jesus, dude, just within watching the first 6 minutes of the video, I can already pinpoint your biggest problem. You're just standing around and thinking you can face tank until you run out of ammo.
Yeah.
It's like, you don't see all the options of mobility for you to use. Do you not realize you can dash jump around enemies to get an advantage? Not once did I even see you use an ice bomb to relieve some of the pressure on you. I'd like to say I respect your opinion, but this isn't a game for you to waltz around in and expect everything to turn out okay. Like, yes. Absolutely.
Yeah, and again, it's because this is Doom. You have to be on the offensive no matter what. You can't just stand in the corner and expect everything to come at you in single file line.
Okay. I'm not even sure what to comment on this video. I don't really care, but it just he feels like he's just dunking on this video or this game for no reason.
Yeah.
Anyway, 2 minutes. Let's go.
Much better flow than Doom Eternal does. Also, it's got a
Why is he aiming at the feet all the time? I'm very.
That's because you have to. That's because you have to. Okay. If you're gonna be an idiot and use a gun against Krauser, you have to aim at his feet because his fucking his Las Plagas wing is bulletproof.
No.
Yeah. But he's clearly not directly facing Krauser, though. That's what cancels that out.
Anyway, okay.
ton of replay value thanks to New Game Plus.
He's also shooting the fucking floor again.
Try if you haven't already.
Yes,
so
I was about to
that's
say.
gonna do it for me. I wasn't expecting to make this video, but I'm a bit flush for personal time as of late, so I can be a bit more ambitious than I usually am. Extra special thanks to all my patrons, and I'll see you guys. Honestly, I'm not sure. After.
Guys, there's not enough ammo in Doom Eternal. I know that I'm low on ammo for my plasma rifle, but I'm going to shoot 2 zombies that are directly in front of me in the face, and then shoot a gargoyle that's way the fuck away. While I have 2 chainsaw fuels available for me to use to get more ammunition. There's not enough ammo, guys. There's ammo. I know there's ammo walking directly at me, but there's not enough ammo.
Yeah, there's not enough ammo in a Doom game. Sure. Whatever you say there, champ.
Alright. Anyway.
After finishing Doom in the early afternoon, it took me just under 4 hours to do the first draft, a couple more hours for revisions, and recording and editing this has gone really smoothly, even with the cat screaming his tiny little kitty lungs out for more snacks. I also don't presently have to worry about getting to work or going to the gym for a while, so in the meantime...
Okay, absolutely kill yourself. The gyms are closed because of the pandemic. I can't do it. I can't work out. I just need to order DoorDash and gorge myself on food. That's the only thing I can do. But it's not like callous. This motherfucker lives life like he plays Doom. Like I can just imagine this. Like, dude, you can lift at home. Is there a heavy thing in your house? Yes, then lift it. Is there not a heavy thing in your house? Okay, calisthenics. volume training. It's not that hard. There are things you can do in your house. I know that the governments are being draconian right now and trying to close shit down, especially the things that'll improve your health, just to fuck with you and get more power because that's what all the fuck they want to do. But there is no excuse for you to not work out. Okay? You could work out at home. Like, do you have a body that you can lift? If the answer is yes, then you can work out. If you're just a brain in a jar, then I don't know what the fuck. I don't know. You can probably still work out something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I think he's just gonna keep going, talking about nothing. So you can just skip ahead. I don't think. Oh yeah. Great Gatsby. That's an actual thing.
Question marks.
And he's just showing pictures of his cat. Okay, whatever.
I don't give.
Yeah, that's it.
That's
give
enough.
a good goddamn about your fucking cat. Dogs are better anyway. Fuck you.
All right, let's see what he's got, or we have rather, in our stream memes, if at all. Here we go. The most divinely hard, agile boss fight ever.
Yeah.
What am I looking at?
It's the sloth from Zootopia.
Oh, okay.
The funny thing about that, those are the only employees at the DMV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do like that.
I have a hard banana that this retarded can't take. Yeah. Meanwhile, the Gatsby, cheers, Doom guy. We both have hard bananas. Oh dear. Oh, when the retarded reviewer uses BFG on the cockademon.
What the fuck you doing? Yes, exactly.
The fuck you doing?
Pornia.
Oh shit, Gary Bro's the fucking marauder. Fuck yeah, absolutely. Fuck yeah.
Game journalist guy. This can't be done without cheats.
Thank you, Mark. Very cool.
Did he actually say that?
Yes, he complained about not being able to beat the marauder without cheating. Like,
Oh boy.
But Mark, take that and then put like the reverse image of me on the Doom guy with.
Make it quick.
I need it. I absolutely need it.
I need it now.
Jerk off less, dumbass, so you can see me? Oh. When the reviewer shoots the floor. No Doom for you. No Doom. That sign wouldn't stop me because I can't read.
No.
Oh.
You suck at Doom. No Doom for you.
Oh boy.
Thank you, Doom Nazi. Very cool.
The Doom Nazi.
Wow.
Oh boy. Well, that was pretty sad. We have bad reviews. This is like everything here I don't get, I'm not good at, I don't understand. That's what he made. That's the kind of...
Therefore, game bad.
Yeah. I don't know. Oh, he had a super chat from Vladimir. Didn't see that. Sorry. Doom Guy had a dope desktop setup. Oh, yeah. I guess
Yes,
it
he
looked
did.
good.
Absolutely.
Funny enough, yes.
Well, guys, that was sad. That was... I don't even want to leave it. I don't even care what this guy's opinion is.
That was pathetic.
I was just... I don't know. It's like... I've been playing JRPGs for 20 years, and then I played Final Fantasy, and I didn't like it. Like, okay, why?
Sure.
Dragon Quest sucks. It's like, why? What's wrong with it? Persona sucks. Like, what? Why? Like, what's wrong? It's too hard. Like, what? I don't know. That was bizarre. If you're a guy who says you've been doing something for 20 years, and you get all your points wrong, you don't give context to the cutscenes if you're trying to argue story, something's off. I don't know what. I'd like to talk to this guy.
If you tell me that you've been drawing for 20 years and I look at you staring at a blank piece of paper with a blunt pencil, I'm going to call you a liar.
I just want to talk to this guy, honestly. Something is up with him that, within a week, or less than a week, because the game just came out on the 20th of March. And it took him, those days to get the footage and record and edit. Something must have happened that it was so like this is when I talk about the first time you play something or watch something, your first reaction is very memorable. And then the second time you go to it, it's like, wait a second, what the hell was I thinking? Why was I having that reaction? This is the same idea. Happened with me with Mass Effect 2 specifically, where it's like, oh, that was fun. Yeah, I thought about it. I was like, wait, what actually was that about? Let me try it again. And then I went back and paid attention this time and realized, holy crap, this is horrible. And I don't think people who are 20-year FPS experts have a first reaction to this and go, oh, it's too hard. Oh, there's not enough ammo. What are they doing? The AI is too hard. It's like, if there's so many things that are so hard, maybe it's not the game that's hard. Maybe there's something wrong with your approach to the game, your strategy or tactic.
Maybe you're a liar. That's also a possibility.
I don't think he's lying.
Really?
No, I think he's generally bad.
Really? How many times did this guy shoot the floor, Smud?
No, he's just a bad player. I think that's the obvious thing.
Well,
And I also think he's just a hater.
No. I think he's a bad player.
You can't shoot the floor fucking 20 times in a 20-minute review and then tell me that you've been playing FPS games for 20 years.
It's like, think of the active time battle system in Final Fantasy, right? It's been present since number 3 or 4, I can't remember when they introduced it. 4, yeah. And then saying, oh, well, Final Fantasy X, they got rid of it, or Final Fantasy 9, they got rid of it, whenever they got rid of it.
It was 10, yeah.
It was 10, yeah. And you're like, okay, but why is that bad? Why is turn-based bad? What does that take away?
Oh, well, if it's just turn-based in general, 12 got rid of it.
12 was like the
12 was taking
MMO.
cues from 11.
From MMOs, yeah.
Yeah, like semi-real-time, semi-turn-based, and it's like, it worked fine in 11, but it's like, it was fine for what 12 did, but it didn't gel fully with some people.
Yeah, but then he's missing the nuance of what 12 did, and all the the various gambits you can create, and the AI you can build. Like, he's not even using the AI. He's just thinking, oh, it's just so stupid. I don't use it.
Yeah, and I know people that absolutely love 12, despite being so different.
Right. Yeah. Even the art style change in 9, people didn't really latch onto, but they loved the game and the story and the characters.
Well, 9's art style was just like the classic art style from 1 to 6. That was pretty much the whole point.
I would argue the proportions are a bit off. The Gelfling look is a bit different.
Well, obviously that was going to be different because different engine.
No, I think you can get the same art style regardless of engine. Rendering maybe, but not the engine itself.
Yeah, fair.
Boy, oh boy. Anyway, guys, that was kind of. I feel kind of like, oh.
That was a very stupid take from a guy that's
for the guy, because
the game.
He's apparently so experienced. He didn't like this apparently very well beloved game in the community who loves these games. I can't believe he had that reaction, but oh well. That's his take. He uninstalled it. Never going to see it again. Good for him. Whatever. But thank you guys.
Doesn't have to worry about those 40 gigs anymore.
Maybe that's 40 gigs for an FPS. Back in my day, it was 3 megabytes or whatever.
It didn't even catch me all that much about the gameplay like it caught Bears so many times. For me, that's the thing that's like, oh, the file size, it makes it a problem. No, it fucking doesn't.
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with design and the gameplay.
Yeah, maybe for on a console, and there's space is an issue. I can understand that, but not a PC. And that's what he was reviewing. So.
Yep.
Yeah. So anyway, thank you guys for the recommendations. We had to wait to get this to go on the weekend because Bears wasn't available. Thank you, Bears. I always appreciate it. Mm-hmm. So
the official Doom gameplay verification system.
Yeah. If we're gonna get people to come on, they should know the topic very well, more than me, because I barely know Doom Eternal or Doom in general from past Doom 1 and 2, because I played those when they came out when I was a kid.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, those are great. Double barrel shotgun. Oh, that was great.
Well,
nice.
they were great until Doom 3 happened.
Doom 3 is a mixed bag. It's, yeah.
Let's make Doom a horror game. Like, oh, what?
Y-
What? No.
Like that was. I like the lighting engine. Why is it in Doom? I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, thank you guys for the recommendation. Keep them coming. Have a great weekend. And if you don't know, I think it's Canadian Thanksgiving pretty soon. Next week. We're celebrating tomorrow just because family can't get by anytime sooner. So happy Thanksgiving if we're not available tomorrow. I might be busy. I don't know. So have yourself a great evening. Thanks for listening and keep the suggestions coming. Good night.